Let's take a look at Thursday. There are 5 games on. We're streaming for our lives. Michael Bolton, are you the lifesaver?
Thanks, Josh. It's Michael Bolton here, and it's time for another episode of the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it, indeed.
You are Locked On Fantasy, your daily NBA fantasy podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello and welcome to the Locked On Fantasy Basketball Podcast, brought to you by Basketball Monster. My name is Josh Lloyd and I'm ahead of the sexuals. I'm also the lead fantasy analyst at basketballmonster.com, and you can find me on Blue Sky at joshlloyd.bsky.social, on Twitter at redrock_bball, on TikTok at redrock_bball, and on Instagram at Locked On Fantasy Basketball. Today's episode is brought to you by Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Also check out LockedOnDaily.com. That's where you're going to find the best newsletter for your favorite NBA team. Hit the thumb, double bang, comment over there as well. Cool. Let's get into talking about its World Oral Health Day. Brush your teeth, scrape your tongue, mouthwash, all that sort of stuff. Keep that breath minty fresh, or just keep it clean. Maybe that's more important. Shout out to dentists, the butchers of the modern day. Let's get into the schedule across. Hey, here we go. Any dentists watching this? And you're happy with yourself? You good? You're happy with your career? You good? You happy with the way that you make money? Anyway, I respect dentists a lot. I do. All people. I'm a people respecter. What am I talking about? Let's go into schedule stuff. I think I already put that little graphic up. Let's talk back-to-backs. We already know there's a lot that are playing the Wednesday, Thursday back-to-back. The Bulls, Pacers, Lakers, Knicks, and Kings. Obviously, the Bulls are important because of Josh Giddey. He's playing Wednesday, so he'll be out Thursday. The Pacers, Tyrese Halliburton's out again. So he hurt his back on the weekend. He sat out on Monday. He's out again on Wednesday. He had the back problem earlier in the season. That is a significant worry because he's been killing it, obviously. Siakam has returned, and I'm not really worried about other guys like Nembhard and Nesmith sitting on this back-to-back. But you have to be worried now about Halliburton. Is he sitting, like he sat Monday, is he sitting Wednesday because it's the first of a back-to-back? Don't know. But it is a worry. So obviously we get Nembhard boosting up, we get Nesmith boosting up, we get McConnell boosting up if Hallie does happen to be out. For the Lakers, Doncic is playing through the back-to-back, so we're okay, but who knows? At any point, they've had this incredible 6-game in 8-night schedule that could lead to a problem where he might have to sit a game. I don't know. We'll find out. The Knicks, it's going to be Mitchell Robinson, and the Kings. Zach LaVine just got ruled out for Wednesday's game for personal reasons, so I would expect there is some doubt that he's available on Thursday as well. I don't know what the personal reasons are, obviously, but we'll see. And then there's only one team that plays Thursday, Friday. It's the Hornets. We talked about this in the weekly preview. This is Hornets week. They're the only team that plays Thursday, Friday. They're the only team that played 3 games in 4 nights, excluding Wednesday, between Tuesday and Friday. They're the only team that plays 3 games in 4 nights, Thursday to Sunday. It's the Hornets. And what we do know for them on Thursday is that Mark Williams, LaMelo Ball, and Miles Bridges, they're not likely to sit. They all look like they're going to play on Thursday. It doesn't give us great hope for Friday, but they look like they're going to play on Thursday. So we've got that part there to look forward to. Let's talk about chunks now. So it's going to take us through the end of this week into Monday of next week. These guys have all got 3 games and are all available in a lot of different spots. And if you're looking, especially in like sort of roto formats, or you're in a spot where you think you're going to win this week and you get a little boost, a nice little run into next week too, these guys are all got value, I think. Jose Alvarado, with the absence of Trey Murphy, I don't know if it'll be him or Jordan Hawkins, but he will get a bump. Andy Nembhard and Aaron Nesmith, the potential unavailability of Halliburton is important. And again, this is a heavy period of the schedule for the Pacers, because not only obviously that's 3 and 5 here starting Thursday, they play Wednesday as well. So it's 4 and 6. It's a busy period. So a little bit of extra boost there. Carlo Makovic maybe gets 1 to 2 minute bump with Murphy out, but also there's back-to-backs in there. So Zion's going to sit, and maybe Kelly Olynyk sits, and maybe CJ McCollum sits, and maybe Bruce Brown sits. I don't know. But a nice bump for Carlo. Jared Butler and the Sixers ragtag group of whatever that is. By the way, we got an update from the Mavs. Speaking of injuries, Tyrese Maxey, don't think he's playing again. But we got an update from the Mavs on Anthony Davis, and it's the biggest word salad. It's Jason Kidd, so of course it's word salad. But basically the report from Kidd is that he had a positive experience at practice. He'll continue to do things this week, and hopefully the outcome continues to be positive. A lot of good things, but he's still some time away from being in a game. Yeah, that just means he's not playing. I know that we've seen teams do this before. They play the PR game, and the Mavericks have to play the PR game in a big way. And Anthony Davis is going to push to come back, but all that suggests is that he's not coming back anytime soon. That's really he's some time away, bro. We've got 3.5 weeks left in the season, so I don't know what that means in terms of where the value lies with him. Not where the value lies, that he's just not coming back. Anyway. Justin Champagny in Washington. Now, today is going to be a disaster in that Wednesday game, but I think after that, we might get his minutes bumped back up, especially depending on the result of that game on Wednesday as well, because if they do beat the Jazz, then they won't be as aggressive in losing, I don't think, although the Hornets and the Pelicans are still there. So, yeah, I do like Champagny, but again, there is very much a lot of risk that's been introduced with the Wizards at this stage. Only a couple of real statuses that we need to pay attention to. Tyrese Haliburton, obviously, he's out on Wednesday. And then the Raptors, and I include the Raptors as a group here because we know they're in this period of time where they play a million bad teams. But on Thursday, they play the Warriors. So, is that the game where everybody plays? I think it actually might be. I think, and they won't necessarily play huge minutes, but I think Barnes, Quickly, Barrett, Poeltl might all play in that game. I don't know that, obviously. But then, because then they go Spurs, Wizards, Nets, Hornets, Sixers, Bulls, Blazers. That's an unbelievably bad run of teams. So I think they might actually play against the Warriors, these guys. Maybe not 35 minutes, but 28 or 29. But we have to check because they've been rotating guys in and out. Or they might just keep that pattern rolling. Again, that is one of those ones that we will need to check in on to see which direction the Raptors do end up going with that. We're going to come back and talk points streaming. Today's episode is brought to you by Robinhood Gold. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. Sorry, Robinhood. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash in non-retirement accounts. That is over 8x the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk, rate subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep the funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to robinhood.com/boost. Over 8x the national average savings account. Interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November the 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC. Today's episode is also brought to you by Game Time. It is basketball season. The playoffs are coming up. The hockey season is getting towards their playoffs. Baseball is starting as well. And there's nothing like watching sport and basketball live. The energy of the crowd, the sounds of the ballpark, the arena, the stadium. It is all there. And Game Time helps you get those tickets easier than ever. Game Time's new feature, Game Time Picks, filters out the fluff and shows you only the best deals on the great seats. You don't have to waste your time scrolling through thousands of tickets. It's easy to get those tickets. You got the views from your seat in there as well. You've got the lowest price guarantees. You've got the super deals as well for extra discounts on those tickets. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time. All right. Let's do a little bit of streaming action here. Points leagues, Yahoo, and ESPN. There are 5 games on Thursday, as I have already mentioned. Let's take a look at... I'm just going to have a look at the times on those games. They're pretty standard. We've got 7 p.m. game, and then we've got 10 p.m. Eastern and a 10:30 p.m. Pretty weird. Anyway, huge gap in the middle there. Wow, that's pretty weird. All right, let's talk about some Yahoo Points League options here. We'll start with Fanapants Kevin Huerter, because Lonzo, I'm certain, is going to be out, and Josh Giddey's going to be out. Giddey is playing on Wednesday, but they already said, but they lie, but they've already said that he won't play both games of the back-to-back, so he'll play Wednesday, sit Thursday. So Huerter's value's up. I've got Nembhard there, and there is a chance that gets even better for him if Haliburton is sidelined, which we don't know yet. I've got Ziaire Williams there. The Nets... The Nets, man. They're so weird with what they've done this season. They trade all this stuff to get their pick back from the Rockets, and then they don't really tank, and they win too many games, and they have a 5-game week last week, and Cam Johnson plays every one of those games, including 3 games over 35 minutes, and then he rests on this one on Thursday. What? Why? What? I don't understand any of that. Why is he resting this random game? Why did he play 5 games in 7 nights? Why did he play 36 minutes a night, 35 minutes a night? I don't get it. But anyway, he's out. So Ziaire Williams' value goes up. I've got Aaron Nesmith there as well. And I've also got Obi Toppin there. Now, Obi Toppin's value will not be as high as it was last game because Siakam was out. And Siakam's in. And he's going to be in both these games. But we're talking bottom of the barrel scraping type stuff here in terms of only 5 games on and just want someone who can do a little bit of stuff. And he plays 19, 21 minutes. And that's enough for Toppin, probably for deeper formats to be streamed in. The other one there is Daquan Jeffries. I know that LaMelo and Bridges and Williams are all playing, but Jeffries has been starting anyway. He's been playing 30 minutes anyway. Now, he's not going to have as good of a game as last time, most likely, but he has been getting enough minutes. And again, we're talking very deep league stuff, but also he's a name to remember because of the 3 games in 4 nights. And then having him on your roster, you get the Thursday, Friday back-to-back, where a lot of guys might sit on Friday, plus the Sunday game, and he's going to be featured. He's the name on our stream plan for the end of the show coming up later on. On ESPN points, it's a pretty similar list. We're going to start with Kevin Huerter there and Andrew Nembhard, Aaron Nesmith and Ziaire Williams. But TJ McConnell does get a bit of a boost in the ESPN scoring format. The steals, the threes, a little bit of extra volume on those and a few extra points for him with that sort of skill set that he's got. So I do prefer him over an Obi Toppin using ESPN point scoring systems. So that's a list of guys, again, for different areas. And of course, TJ will jump way higher up that list if we do hear that Halliburton is sidelined. Unfortunately, we just don't know whether he's going to be sidelined, but if he is, then taking that chance on Halliburton, who can produce okay at his current level, just gives that little bit of an extra bump. The same with Nesmith and Nembhard, where you can push those guys up that list if that does get down to that. Points and threes for category leagues. That's what we're going to cover off now. And we're talking about the scoring, the shooting categories here. Kevin Huerter remains at the top of that list. I'm not a big rest of season Kevin Huerter guy. I think you're aware of that. And we'll see what he does on Wednesday when Giddey plays, but Giddey won't play here. So that boosts Huerter up quite a bit. So I like it. I've got Ziaire Williams there. Relatively straightforward. No Cam Johnson. He's been starting. He's hit or miss, but there should be enough volume there to push us through. I'm going to put Moses Moody there. Now, Moses Moody wasn't very good on Tuesday. He was fine on Monday. Podziemski, Kuminga, everyone should be available for the Warriors. Steph should be back. Moody may or may not start. I don't know what they do, but I think he's going to get 25, 26 minutes, 23 minutes maybe, 12 points, 3 threes. That's what we're looking for. We're not expecting us to blow us away. We're expecting him to blow us away. We're expecting to just do your little bits and pieces. And I think he will. I'll put Tyrese Martin there as well. I think the absence of Cam Johnson, again, we know the way that we approach this stuff. If anyone who's not a point guard or a center is out, minutes get distributed across many different players because they can all play different spots. You can have 3 shooting guards on the court at the same time. You can have 3 small forwards on the court at the same time. You can probably not have 3 power forwards, but you can have 2 power forwards, one masquerading, swingmen, wings, forwards, whatever you want to call them. Many players can take those roles. So, Tyrese Martin can play the 1, the 2, the 3. And guys like Ziaire can play the 4 and the 3, or even the 2, or Keon can play the 2 and the 3. And you just sort of fill in those minute gaps. So just having no Cam Johnson there, 30 minutes off the table, someone gets them, 3 or 4 minutes here, a couple of shots extra, and Tyrese pushes up for deeper leagues. And then Noah Clowney as well, who does play the 4, and Johnson's been playing quite a bit, whether he's a 3 or a 4, whatever you want to say, I don't care. But Clowney was terrible in the last game. He's a low-rostered player who you can take a flyer on, and you hope he doesn't shoot 0 of 5 like he did in the last one. He could, but you hope that he doesn't, and it's about opportunity. It's about, this might rise up a few more extra minutes and give us that little bit of value that I think we should be able to get out of him. For assists and steals, Kevin Huerter he's not a high assist guy, but he's not a low assist guy. He's like a solid 4 assist player with 1 to 2 steal value. McConnell, the other way, is a different story. Now, TJ McConnell will jump right to the top of this list if Halliburton is out. But I don't know that. But at the moment, in 18 minutes, he might have 5 assists and a steal, but he might have 9 and 3 if Halliburton is out. So we do really like him for assists and steals. Keon Ellis is going to be more steals than assists, but he can still get those. He's only playing 23, 24 minutes a night. And Sabonis being out, I'm not sure. I thought it might affect him, but I'm not sure that it does. But at the moment, you know that if you want steals, he'll get them. And then you just get a couple of assists added in there. There might be the random foul trouble game, or he might get hot, and Doug Christie leans into him for extra minutes. You've got at least floor value with upside. The artist formerly known as the amino acid legend Torian Prince is also another guy here. He hits some threes. He's not really an assist guy, but he does get steals, and he is starting, and that's not going to change. And then we get to the dregs. It's Josh Green and Kevin Porter. Do I feel good about either of those guys? Not really. But Green is, in theory, a starter, and he maybe plays 28 minutes, and maybe gets 2 steals and 3 assists. It's not great, But we are it's hard to find these numbers for deeper leagues. And Kevin Porter's going to get his 17, 18 minutes. He might get a steal. He might get 2. He might get 3 assists. And we'll see. The Bucks are a bit weird at the moment. Of course, Chris Haynes has the report that there was a Doc Rivers called a meeting between Dame and Yanni to discuss what's happening. I wonder where Chris Haynes may have got that information from. Probably Doc leaked it, yeah? I wonder. It's just one of those mysteries I guess we'll never find out. And that's okay. Today's episode is also brought to you by Upwork. Scaling your business requires the right expertise at the right time. With Upwork, you can find specialized freelancers in marketing, development, design, and more. Experts who are ready to help and take your business to the next level. Upwork gives businesses flexibility by connecting them with top freelance talent across multiple industries, including IT, AI, web development, and marketing. Whether you need extra hands for a project or a long-term partner, Upwork makes hiring simple and affordable. You can find that talent for that marketing campaign you're looking to run, get a freelance expert to deliver those incredible results. Posting a job is free and simple, and within a day, you can get multiple qualified candidates to choose from. Visit Upwork.com right now and post your job for free. That is Upwork.com, to connect with top talent and grow your business today.
The NCAA tournament is here, and so is the Bracket Breakdown.
Locked On Podcast Network and Amazon Fire TV channels are teaming up to deliver NCAA tournament coverage like never before. Watch studio shows featuring former players and Locked On's local experts as they guide you through every upset, buzzer beater, and bracket matchup.
Stream it all for free on Amazon Fire TV channel. Search Bracket Breakdown to see it all for free.
It's your team every day.
Let's round it out with some category streams here for the big men. We'll start with boards and blocks, and then we'll do some percentages stuff. Day'Ron Sharpe. Yeah, Nick Claxton's not playing very well at all, and Sharpe's minutes aren't going up, but even in the low minutes here, could he get 7 rebounds and 2 blocks? Yes, we've seen it in 18 minutes. He's not a must, absolutely not a must. But when you're looking for those sort of big man numbers here, he is widely available, as he should be, and that's useful. I've got Matas Buzelis, who had played 19 minutes and 21 minutes, then went back to 30 in the last game. Do I trust Bill Donovan, whether he's going to play those minutes? Billy Donovan Jr., sorry. Is he going to play those minutes in this game? I don't know. I've got no idea what he's going to do. But, again, there is upside there. Could he be 5 rebounds and 1 block in 20 minutes? Sure. Could he get to 8 with 2? Maybe. That's enough upside in it. Ziaire Williams is not going to have the high upside, but he's got the minutes floor. He might be. He can be a double-digit rebound player. He's not he's not going to get 3 or 4 blocks, but 1 block and 10 rebounds, maybe. Trey Lyles, I don't know what the Kings are going to do. We've seen in the last couple of games when Sabonis has been out or left games that Lyles has played well, and he's been given extra minutes. He played 20 minutes against the Grizzlies. He played 22 minutes against the Warriors. But when you're playing against Chicago or Cleveland, which are the next 2 games for them, well, Cleveland's Wednesday, then the Bulls are on Thursday, then it's the Bucks on Saturday, do they need that bigger body of Valanciunas to match up against the powerhouse that is Nikola Vucevic, or against Brook Lopez, or can Trey Lyles cut it? It's risky, obviously. I'd much rather have Valanciunas, but there is always the risk that they don't go to Valanciunas because his defense sucks, and then they can use Lyles, whose defense also sucks, but he's a little bit more mobile, a little bit faster, a little bit better shooter. He's at least worth looking at there, Lyles, in case they give him 23 minutes. Of course, there is the big fella Daquan Jeffries. He blocked 2 or 3 shots in the last game. The minutes should be relatively secure, so we're okay there. And then again, we go deeper. We dig into the chasms of fantasy basketball players, and maybe Tom Bryant. I think Tony Bradley might be a better player than Thomas Bryant at this point, but it doesn't matter if I believe it. It matters if the Pacers want to go to Tony Bradley over Thomas Bryant. And I don't think they're going to do that at this point. So as a backup to Miles Turner in 17 or 18 minutes, 6 rebounds and a block, maybe. If Turner gets in foul trouble or hurt or rests or whatever, you've got upside there. But in deeper leagues, just getting someone who you think is going to play 18 minutes or so, like what I think Thomas Bryant's going to do, is enough value to consider him. For percentages, we'll start with field goal percentage. Day'Ron Sharpe is probably the guy that look at there first. The Gary Payton field goal percentage experience, it is a real thing. He's usually really good at that and gives you stuff in other categories. Of course, he's always a calf injury or an abdominal injury risk or a weird game where he plays 5 minutes, but he's not bad there. And then Obi Toppin's a really good field goal percentage player as well. For free throws, Matas Buzelis, Ziaire Williams, and then Noah Clowney, who is a good shooter. But again, there are risks with a lot of these guys in terms of the minutes with Clowney and Buzelis. And then Williams is a shaky shooter, but I do think I believe sort of in his free throw shooting to be an option for us. Now, when we do the stream plan at the beginning of the week, for the different ways that we could do it. One of the 2-slot streaming methods involved using one move to get a 3-game in 4-nighter between Thursday to Sunday. And of course, there's only one team that does that, and it is the Charlotte Hornets. And for a guy that's just not available in many spots, or sorry, not rostered in many spots, I think Daquan Jeffries is going to be the guy that I slide in to test the stream. He's going to be the guy that I use for these 3 games in 4 nights, Thursday through to Sunday. We'll see how it goes, but it's about that bulk volume. Now, if you've got better players there, like maybe it's Yusuf Nurkic that gets an option. Somehow Moussa Diabate is listed questionable for today, by the way, or for tomorrow, after that injury, which looked like it would end his season, so I don't know what the hell's going on. Doesn't mean he's going to play, but then we're going to have situations where Ball sits and Williams sits, and I don't know about Bridges, but you'll have a Damian Bourque game, but can you guarantee 3 games from those guys? And the answer is probably not, but you can feel better that unless an injury happens, that Daquan is going to play 3 games across 4 nights, and that's why he is there, and that is why I am not here anymore, because I am going to brush my teeth on World Oral Health Day. Maybe I need to fix my tongue. Thumb up the video, leave your comments. Good luck with today, with the 11 games that are on. Guys, we are done here. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. See ya.